Do you enjoy a clean house? Would you like to watch your kids compete with each other to clean the house? What about being able to reward them consistently for their cleaning? Or better yet, give them the mechanisms to reward themselves? What about for their reading? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then Household is for you. Household is a website that started off as a very small, locally hosted chore tracker put in place to motivate my kids to help out around the house more, as well as track, reward, and compete in number of books and words read. There's a certain psychological effect that gamifying things does to the human brain. People like unlocking things. They like achieving goals. They like the feeling of progression and having a record of their work. Household emulates the science that video games uses to entice players to continue. And speaking of gamification, what is gamification? Well, according to Michael Saylor, Jan Ulrich Hense, Sarah Katharina Mayr, and Heinz Mandl, in the article How Gamification Motivates, an experimental study of the effects of specific game design elements on psychological need satisfaction. The central idea behind gamification is to harness the motivational potential of video games by transferring game design elements to non-game environments. And what they did during this study was they created an experiment where order pickers in a warehouse were split into different groups and given varying levels of gamifying characteristics to their work. One group was the control, and another group were given badges, leaderboards, and performance graphs. The results of the experiment were that participants in the game design element condition with badges, leaderboards, and performance graphs had significantly higher levels of competence need satisfaction than participants in the control condition. And this proved their first hypothesis, which was that participants in a game condition with badges, leaderboards, and performance graphs experience higher levels of competence than participants in a control condition. So this is why Household uses these concepts to entice your kids to clean. And this is not just applicable to children. Once you start using Household, you'll realize that it works on yourself as well. My wife and I are always competing to log more chores or read more words. It definitely breeds healthy competition. So some of the history of Household. Household was created, developed, and maintained by a family who needed a way to motivate their younger ones to help around the house, as well as help instill a good work ethic in them. We also dabble in indie game development, and we understood the power of gamifying certain aspects of life, so we thought, why not combine these two things? Enter Household, which started off as a simple timestamp application that we hosted locally. There was only about 3 HTML pages total, and their only real functionality was logging the timestamp of the chore that was completed. What we found was that every Friday night or whenever, payouts were due, we would have to scour the database, we'd have to look through all of the entries, we'd have to add up the totals. And eventually what happened was I just started adding more and more features, and we eventually have the full website that you see today. So in its current state, Household will track and reward members for accomplishing chores and reading books. It does this by allowing users to rack up reward points and, if desired, wages to be redeemed for in real life prizes and payouts. The wages aspect is completely optional, and the entire site can be used using reward points instead. I personally use a combination of the two. Sometimes my kids are more motivated by the prizes in the prize counter than they are by real tangible money, even if the prize is less valuable than it costs in real life. You can also schedule chores to be claimed and completed on a normal basis, such as taking the trash out nightly or sweeping and mopping on the weekends. This was a feature specifically asked for by my wife, and it was a great addition to the site overall. So in the future, there will be a games module that will release. This can track any games that are beaten or mastered or in progress. And there's also a mobile app in development as well. The mobile app will be released on the iOS App Store and the Google Play Store. It's scheduled for release around January. In the meantime, the website is optimized for mobile use, and every page was created with mobile browsers in mind. For more information on the dev cycle and roadmap, subscribe to this channel and watch the Dev Hub series that will be released within the next month. Currently, the early access / beta is underway. As of the recording of this video, there are still some spots available. Beta testers do get access to Household for life for free, just as our appreciation for helping the development cycle. And you can sign up for the beta by going to our homepage, which is linked below, and clicking Join Beta / Early Access. You'll then, after you enter your email, you'll receive an email with your early access code, and then you'll be able to set up your own household. If you guys have any questions regarding Household, you can leave it in a comment below, or you can go to our contact form. You can also join our Discord, or you can just send us a message using this, and I will get back to your message as soon as possible. Thank you. Have a great day.